actually. Okay, we had everything set up, but since just for revision, I am going to do it again. Okay, now first thing is that we need to create one app. So that I'm going to do. Now to create app, we are going to say python manage.py start app, and then I'll give it as tasks. I'll give this. What do we give this name? Tasks. Okay. I'll give the name of my app as tasks. Okay. Then we created one app called as tasks. Okay. And first thing is that we need to register this particular tasks app into our settings. Okay. So I'm going to go into this installed apps here, and we are going to register it. We say tasks. Okay. Done. That is it. Okay. After registering the app, what I'm going to do, we will go to our models.py file. Correct? We are going to directly start working on our models first. What are models? Models are nothing but the database tables which we are going to create. Correct? These are models. These classes we are going to create, and these classes are nothing but they are going to get converted into database table. I hope you guys remember this. Yes? Yes or no? Yeah. Only one person remembered. The rest of them were sleeping, I guess. That's why you know, you couldn't even answer one single question properly. All of, because I'm revising it again. Don't take advantage of me, okay? Please be a little bit interactive. Just give me 1 second. Put this down for a bit. Okay. I'll go to my models. What do we write in our models? Tell. What do we write in our models? Are you guys there? Classes, correct? We write some classes. Basically, these classes will be converted into what? Whatever we write here are in the form of a Python class, correct? Yes. And afterwards, we are going to convert these classes into database table by using what? What is that concept called as? How do we convert these classes into tables? What is it called? Using, let's see, correct, migrations. Okay, that is, there is a concept called as migrations, using which we are going to convert all these classes into our database table. Now we are going to start writing this a class. Okay, now I will say class and then my task. Okay, my task. Now this my task is going to become what? My task will be the name of the table. Okay. Now if I want to convert this into a database table, okay, if I want to consider this particular class for converting it into a database table, we need to create, I mean, we need to inherit from one other class, one parent class called as model class, and that model class is present in our models. Okay, so this my task, this particular class is going to inherit from models dot model. Okay, models dot model, where this models is this particular module which we are importing, and this model here, only model is the class, okay, which we are inheriting and creating the child class. Only if you inherit the properties of this model class, only then this particular class whichever you are writing will be considered as a Python, as a model. Okay, understood why we need to do this? Only if you inherit from this class, your class whatever you are trying to convert, okay, that will be considered as a Python model, not Python model. We can call it as a database model or a table. Okay, there is nothing to work about it. See, the definition for this model class is already known to the Django. Pay attention. Okay, just pay attention. The definition for this model class is already known to Django. Okay, and Django also knows that any class which inherits from this model class should be considered for database table creation. Are you understanding? Any class which is inheriting this model class should be considered for migrations. Are you understanding this now? Understood? Yeah. Salman, were you there when I was teaching you this? See, you just have to inherit from this model class. That's it. Okay. Whenever you are creating your own model, this is your own model, right? My task is your own model. If you are creating this own model, then you have to inherit from this particular model class. Okay, understood? If you do not inherit from this model class, okay, Salman, this models is inbuilt module which is present in our Django, and inside this module we have one inbuilt class called as model. We don't have to worry about what is written in that model class. We only have to inherit that class. Nothing much. Only inherit, and it is compulsory. Okay, you compulsory have to inherit this model class whenever you are creating this your own models, whenever you are writing your own class, your own database table. Basically writing this class is nothing but you're trying to create one class, sorry, you're trying to create one table. Okay, that's why. Then this will be considered for your database table creation. Okay, only if you inherit this, you have to inherit. Okay, do not worry about what is that and all. It should be as it is. Okay, all your models are going to look same. Class, your own model name, and this. Okay, yes, it is predefined. We are not writing this is predefined. Okay, understood? You don't even have to import it, it is already imported. We just have to use it. How you are going to use it? This model class is inside here, inside this models. Okay, you just have to say models dot model. I am not here to teach you these import statements and all. Okay, You should know this before learning Django. But still, I on the first, the third day, I taught you guys all these things. Okay. Now, see, we created this table, right? Table name we created only table name, correct? Now, what about its fields? What about the fields inside this table? The columns. We need columns, right? So far, the tasks which we have created were in the form of what? They were in the form of list of dictionary, correct? They were in the form of list of dictionaries, and in that each dictionary we had three fields or three keys. What were those keys? We had one was ID, one was the title of the task or the name of the task, and one was description, correct? Three total three fields we had. Now instead of writing all those three fields, like every time we had to write, right? What if we could convert that particular list of dictionary into a database table even without the knowledge of SQL? That can be done using Django. Okay. How? That you don't have to worry about. You just need to worry about is you just need to know is there are some commands provided by Django. Okay. And the rest you just have to run the commands. Rest of the internal things Django is going to take care. Okay. Now here I'm going to define some fields. We know that Django also whenever we want to convert this particular class, whenever we want to convert this particular class into database table, also we need some fields. Only table creation will not work, right? We also need to have some fields for that table. Only table, that does not even mean anything. What's the definition of table? What is the definition of a table? It has some things. We call them cells. Forget about cells. It is what? It is the organization of data in the row and column format. Correct? That is how some of us define table. So we need to have columns as well as rows. What do columns define? What do column tell us? Columns tell us the different categories or different types of data. Correct? All the column tell us different types of data. Row tells us also the same thing. Different types of data, but about only one particular object. Yeah, of one object, it is going to tell us different properties. When it comes to column, it is going to give us the data about different entities or objects, something like that. You don't worry about you don't worry much about all those things. You don't have to know anything about SQL. Okay. Now we are going to start working on the fields. How do we write these fields? Okay. First field was ID. Okay, I told you ID. But when it comes to ID, okay, whenever we are writing a class in Django or in Python, okay, in model when we are creating, we do not have to write anything for ID. Django is going to take care of it. Okay, understood? Django is going to take care of it. Whatever is your ID and all, it is going to create it by itself. We don't have to do anything. Okay. So remaining fields, which are the remaining fields? One is the name of the task and the description. How we are going to do that? I will say name equal to. Obviously, we need some data of it, correct, in our SQL. Now, since you guys know some things about SQL, I'm referring to the SQL. Okay, or else I wouldn't have referred anything about SQL. Now, in SQL, we had something called as data types, correct? Different data types we had: char, varchar, number, integer, all those things. Similar to that, after writing the name of that field, we need to specify the, like, whatever the type of that field is there. Okay, the type of the field we have to specify. How do we do that? Now we are going to write models dot care field. Yes, correct, Santosh. You're going to write care field where C is capital and F is also capital. Okay, it's a class. That means whenever I give this care field, I need to also mention the number of maximum number of characters it can take. So we are going to say max length equal to, I will write as, let's say, 65. Okay, we will write as 65. So basically, if you check afterwards, this is going to be something like name varchar 65, something like that. Okay, it will be converted like that. And what other field we had created that day was description, correct? Now models dot care field also I can do. Okay, max length I can give, but we really don't know how many characters a particular user is going to put, correct? We really don't know how many characters this user is going to put. It can be 200, more than 200. So what we are going to do is, instead of that, we will use text field, correct? Okay, we are just going to make use of text field. So this works like the text area. Okay, and we do not have to really specify the length of it. It can take n number of length. Okay, that's it. After we create our model, what should we do? After creating our model, what we should do, guys? Tell me. As soon as we create, yes, we need to run make migrations. Python manage.py make migrations. Okay, make migrations. This is going to do what? It is going to convert our class into an SQL query. Okay, and if we want to submit this, or if we want to execute this query into our database, then we are going to type Python manage.py migrate. Okay, manage.py migrate, and it will run all the migrations. And we also saw that all these things are inbuilt. Django creates some inbuilt migrations also, which we are going to migrate, run into our table. Okay, after that, you can see that there is one file called created called as db.sqlite3, which will be your entire database, correct? We have seen that also. After that, you guys tell me, if I want to see all these things, okay, into my admin panel, how do I do that? First, what will I have to do? I will first need to create a super user, correct? I need to create some credentials first. Yes or no? We will have to create some credentials, right? If I want to access that admin panel, how do we create that? Tell me fast. Tell me, come on. Create super user. Okay. After typing this particular command, we are going to create a super user. I will say task. Username I will give as task only. Email address I will skip. Password we will create. Okay, password as 3. Three. Password is too similar. It's okay. Why? And I hope you guys know how to create all these credentials and all. Sir, no. Okay. Now, what happened, Santosh? See, Santosh, you are going to type some. How it is not fixing this error? This forget about this error. Don't have to worry about any of this error. Okay, you just have to type a proper password. That's it. And this is not an error. It is just suggesting you that the password, because you have to type it properly. Swarna, you have to type this carefully and properly. Do not type hi-fi a big password, sir. Okay. Same. And here it is not going to show you anything. Okay. You cannot see all those things. It is not going to show. Okay. So you just have to, stupid people. You just have to type it carefully. That's it. And afterwards, even though if you type properly, if it is going to show you this error. This is not an error. It is just going to show. And here it asks you, correct? It is asking you bypass password validation and create user anyways. Then you just have to type y here. Okay, that's it. Just type small y and enter. It is going to create super user created successfully. Okay, that's it. And here we'll say python manage.py run server. Let me run normally only. Run server. Okay, I'm going to go to this side. Okay, now where we are going to go? We are going to go to our admin panel. Here we will write all those credentials. Okay, after writing the credentials, we are going to log in into our admin panel, correct? Here, this admin panel, we are going to log in. Up till here, everyone knows, right? I'm just revising. I hope you understood. Are you guys there? Yes. Up till here, at least you guys have already executed, right? Don't worry, it will work. Do it carefully and properly. Have patience. Okay. Now, we can only see this users table, correct? We can only see this users table. But what if I want to see the table which we have created? That is my task table, correct? I want to see that. Then how do we do that, guys? Yes, we need to register our model into our admin.py file, correct? Okay, so we are going to go to our this admin.py file. Okay, here first thing is we are going to import the model. How do we import? I will say from dot models import my task, correct? We are going to say from dot models import my task, and here we are going to say admin dot site dot register, and inside this we are going to give the model name, this task. Understood, everyone? Understood? I hope these two lines you guys already know. Okay, now I will go back to my admin panel here and I will just reload it. See, now we are getting, there is, this is the app name, tasks is the app name, and this my tasks is the model name which we have created. If I click on this, there is nothing, right? There is nothing. We can add any task from here, correct? If I click on this, I will say uh, Django, starting with Django models, okay, and I will save. Now, as soon as I save, what it shows me, it is going to show me as my task object 1, correct? It shows me my task object 1. Now, if I want, are we going to see it in this way? Can we even understand it properly? No, right? We cannot understand what it is. Yes. So we need to properly understand it. So there is one inbuilt magic method, okay, called as str, okay, underscore underscore str underscore underscore. This method, this str method, we need to override. There is one inbuilt, okay, already there. Now what this str method is going to do, see, it is going to like, it is going to get called at each and every object. Wherever there is object, this str function, this str method will be called, and it is going to display whatever you are returning from there, correct? That day we saw, right? And where do we create it? Inside the model class which we have created, correct? Here I'm inside this class, I'm going to write that method. I hope you guys know about this. That day we saw def underscore underscore str underscore underscore, and here inside we write self, correct? And what we are going to do, we will just return self dot name, okay, this much only. We'll just return self dot name, correct? Yes or no? Remember this. We are returning what? We are just returning name here, okay? Now if I reload here, what it should display? If I reload, what it will display me? What it is going to display if I reload? The name, correct? We have given Django. See, as soon as I reload, now it is giving me as Django. Instead of object 1, object 2, object 3, it is giving me the name. Okay, understood. Now, what is this? str, that means it is just a string, correct? It is returning one string only, and it can only return a string itself. See, let's say if I want to write an f string, I will write, okay, and put it here. Somehow it is returning string, and I will put something like this, self dot description. This also I taught you that day, right? Taught you in the sense I just told you this way also, this format. And if I reload this, it is going to give me in this way, correct? It is what? It is basically returning some string, correct? Is it a table? Can we call it a table? Can we call it as a table? It is returning some string only, correct? There is no field name as such. Are there any field names here? Are there any field names? Can you see? No, this is just a simple string. If I add one more, okay, if I add one more, like let's say dinner, okay, need to go for dinner. Okay, if I just save it. Now see, there is no proper format of a table here, correct? But at the same time, if we go to our users, this users model, if I go, and here you can see there is one field called as username, email address, staff status, first name, last name, all these things are there properly arranged in the form of a table. But when it comes to our own table, we don't have such thing. We have just a simple uh, text based thing, correct? One simple string we are displaying. Don't worry about that, Salman. Okay. So here we can edit anything. Okay. Up, edited, we can say save. Okay. All these things we can do, but still it is not displaying us in the form of a table. Okay. Now we are going to move on to the next thing is how we can format this nicely in a form of a table. Okay. We are going to see that. We'll just see. Okay. So for that, we are going to go to our admin panel. Okay. That is our admin.py file. Here we are going to create one class, and this class is going to be also a child class of another inbuilt class. Okay. Whenever, see, inside this admin module, there is this module called as admin module. Okay. Inside this admin module, there is one class, already predefined class. Okay. Which can help us. Yes, correct, Venu. This is going to help, this class is going to help us to what? To edit all this interface which you see. Okay. It is going to help us to format this in the form of a table. Pay attention here. Just like how do we create this? We say models dot model, right? We are importing here. I mean, import, it is already imported. We are doing what? We are inheriting it. Similar to that, we are going to create one class. Class name can be anything. Okay. I'm creating a class for this my task, right? I will make this class name as my task admin. Okay. This is my class name, my task admin. Okay. Why am I calling it as my task admin is because I'm writing this particular class. I'm writing this particular class to format this thing only, this particular model, which you can see here. I'm going to format it a nice way. I'm going to format it. How do we do that? You see. Now this class is going to inherit from one inbuilt class called as model admin. Okay. Now where is this class? It is inside our admin. Okay. This admin dot model admin. Okay. Make sure you remember all these things. Okay. You have to remember all these things. So first thing is we are going to inherit from this class called as model admin. This is the class name, and this admin is a module inside which this model admin is present, just like our models.model file. Understood? Understood, everyone. Just like our models.model, we have similar to that, we have admin.model admin. Okay. This class we have, which is having some variables. Okay. And using these variables, we are going to basically override all these variables. Okay. We are going to change all these variables. After, see, Santosh, this much part is inbuilt. Okay. This my task I am adding what to register, that we have to specify inside this register function. Okay. Before that, we need to import this my task class or a model from our models.py. Okay. Now this my task admin is going to be our main important class now, because using this file we are going to customize all these things. We are going to create it in the form of a good in a form of a table. Okay, now basically this model admin is already having all these things. Okay, this model admin is nothing but it's a class, it's an inbuilt class which is used to customize all our models on the admin panel. Okay, model admin is used to customize our models which are going to be displayed into our admin panel. Basically it is used to customize the interface, how that particular model should look, how it should display all the elements and all. For all those small information is already there in this model admin. What we have to do is, if I want to use this model admin, I have to create a class and in this child class for this particular model admin, and change all those variables, like whichever I want I can change all these variables. Okay, now which are those variables? We are not going to see all these variables. Okay, we'll see only some variables because we don't really need all those things. Okay, pay attention everyone, pay attention. The first variable which we are going to see is, obviously we need some fields here, correct? I need to display here, you can say one name I want to display, and then here I want to display description. Okay, I want to display all these fields as it is. How we are going to do that? There is one variable, inbuilt variable inside this model admin class called as list underscore display. You can see that it is already displaying us, correct? It is already suggesting us all these things. So list display equal to, okay, list display, and it is a list of different elements. Okay, I'm going to write as a list of all the elements. Now what are the fields I want to see? I want to see the ID. Okay, I want to see all the IDs. I want to see the names, and I want to see the description like this. Okay, how am I going to do that? So inside this variable you are going to write, see guys, don't ask me how do we write this variable. Everything is in front of your eyes, we just have to use it. Okay, you just have to use it. There is no other option, you really have to use it only. Okay, I take a string and I will write as ID. Okay, we will write ID. After that I will put comma, I'll write one more string, I will write as name. Okay, I'll put one more comma and I will write it as description. Okay, so all these three fields I wrote, correct? All these three fields I wrote. Fine. Now let us see if it is changing anything. It is not changing anything, correct? Now if I want to apply these changes to this particular model, then what I have to do is, just after register, inside this register function, wherever you write this name of your this model, you just have to put a comma and write the name of this class, that is my task admin. Okay, so I have to write the name of that particular class called as my task admin. Okay, it's going to save it, come here and reload. Now you see, now can I call it that it is in the form of a table? Yes, yes or no? Yes, right. Yes or no, everyone? Understood up to here? Nothing. We did nothing today, only these two lines of code. Yes, everything is formatted properly. Now, do you think we need to make use of this str function now? No, right? We can remove all this extra code here from now. Okay, you don't need that also. Now, what will happen if I change the name of this? If I make it as capital N, what will happen? See, not a callable an attribute of my task admin or an attribute or a method on this particular model. Okay, so we cannot make any spelling mistakes. We have to give the fields as it is. You should not make any spelling mistakes. It is not an issue. Okay, you can just give it as it is. Okay, understood everyone? We can also do one thing, is that we can directly, if I want to include all the files, all the fields, sorry, okay, if I really want to display all the fields, what I can do is, I can, instead of writing all these fields separately, let us say there are around 10 fields. You are not going to, if you want all the fields, you are not going to waste your time writing all these fields, correct? What you can do is, instead of that, you can just use this underscore underscore all underscore underscore. Okay, you just have to remove it from the string list, directly call it like this. Okay, let's see if it is working or not. Okay, it should work. We just list. And directly call this. No, it is not working. Okay, why it is considering it as a field? Okay, maybe. Why there are so many upgrades here? Okay, it's okay. You give it as it is only. It's not working. You have to give name and description. Okay, stick to this only for now. Yeah, okay, fine. Everyone, up till here, you understood how to format it in the form of a table. Yes, let me add one more task. Give me a task project. Project. Okay, this task. Now we have three tasks. Okay, now we'll see some different things here. Okay, see, now if I want to click on this task, any of this particular task, I have to click on their ID, correct? I need to click on their ID, like, and I need to click on two. Okay, then I can go inside this and edit whatever I want. What if I make this links here? Okay, clicking on it and going inside, correct? Are you guys there? Okay, so what if I want to make, Yeah, yeah, I will do that also. What if I want to make these names of them, names of these tasks clickable? Instead of ID, I want to make the task name as clickable. So that if I click on this Django, it should go inside like this. Only if I click on this Django, it's okay. How we are going to do that? You see, go with that. Here we have this one variable called as list underscore display underscore links. Okay, list display links. Now, for what we want to give a link? Tell me. Here the link is for the ID, right? We need to give it for the name. Just say name. Okay. Let's see if it is going to work or not. I'll just reload now. Pay attention. See, the link shifted to the names, correct? I can click on the names now and it is going to go inside working, right? Everything. Now you ask about the order also, correct? All these orders. Now what you can do about this order is, see, you can come here, okay? You can say ordering, okay? Ordering by ID, correct? I need to order it by ID. What it is giving me? Why it is not field of ID name? So by name, if you do, then it is going to work on the basis of ASCII value. Okay, this is not we want. ID should work, right? Yeah, it is working. Very low. See, if I do ID, it is working. Okay. See, what you can do is, no, if you delete this one, are you asking if you delete this one, what will happen? Okay, let us delete. Nothing will happen. It will go accordingly. See, 1 and 3. The thing is, here the IDs are set to auto increment. Okay, once the ID is assigned, it does not adjust itself. Okay, if you delete the second element, the third element's ID is going to be 3 itself. It is going to keep on increasing. Now let's say if I add one more. Okay, let me say book, have to read some books. Okay, if I save it, see, we have 1, 3, 4. Okay, it is not going to create 1, 2, 3 again. No, once the object is deleted, it is deleted. Okay, none of them is going to get its ID because IDs are always unique. Okay, and you are not going to keep on adjusting these IDs every time. It is going to be become very much less efficient. I mean, you are also going to waste your memory and time in adjusting all the values. That's the reason it has kept it as on the auto increment itself. Okay. Now see, now we have all these fields in ascending order, right? What if I want in descending order? Just before ID, I will put minus. Okay, if I directly put minus id, it is going to order them in the form of descending order. See, now it is giving 431. Okay, so by default your id is set to this, your ordering is set to minus id. Okay, we just have to override it to id instead of minus id. See, understood everyone? Understood? Okay. Now what I want you to do is, see, here I have taught you all these three only. Okay. There are many other. If you just type anything, okay, you are going to get in the suggestions. Okay. I want you guys to try all these things. Okay. By yourself. Forget about errors and all. If you are getting errors, try to solve those errors by yourself. If you understood this, then like most of your logic is going to get better. Okay, you will understand actual development and all. So start working on this. I would suggest you guys that you start working from the beginning, like from wherever I started. Okay, from there you start. That's my suggestion. Is afterwards, that is your choice. If you want to, vomit on your mocks in your interview, that is your choice. Okay. The reason why I tell you to do this is because you guys are unexpectedly, you know, not good. So start working on it.